Hello, welcome, cardiac longevitist. Welcome to day 7 of our Healthy Heart Month event. I am Carrington, and I'm a coach at the Natural Heart Doctor and your home for the 100-year heart. So today we're going to be talking about fasting. And I'm so excited. It's so great to hear all the comments and how you guys are all really enjoying this Heart Month that we're doing. We're excited to be here with all of you. So I want to talk a little bit about fasting. If you have been around the block with us, with Dr. Olson or us coaches, you've probably heard us mention fasting. It is a personal favorite topic of mine, so I requested to have today to talk to you guys about with all of this. But I'm really so excited to dive into this because I think that people are pretty scared to fast. You know, they're in our society right now, in our culture, we eat 3 times a day. We have snacks in between those meals. We even have a snack in the evening. And when we're hungry, we walk to the fridge and we get food. We're really not used to the idea of going without food. We bring snacks in our purses, in our car. You know, we have snacks on our hikes. You know, we're used to snacking and having food readily available to us. We don't usually go a long time without food. And so if you've been like that your whole life, it gets a little scary, right? So, but fasting is actually critical for your heart, for that 100-year heart, and it's critical for your health overall. Our ancestors could not just walk to their fridge or go through the drive-through or go to the grocery store. They had to hunt for their food, and so they went a very long time without eating. And so we evolved that way. Our genetics evolved that way. We have certain genes that don't even turn on until we're fasting. Our body does not even go into repair mode until we stop eating. So this is a huge part. And at the Natural Heart Doctor, we like to talk and teach around fasting for it to become a lifestyle for you versus something that you do maybe once a year or on a cleanse or on a detox, that it's something that is part of your regular life, just like exercise, just like getting sunshine, all of that. So if you've been scared, we're going to teach you a little bit today about how to just kind of ease your way into it and make fasting a part of your life. Good morning to everybody out there. I see a bunch of good mornings there, so I just wanted to say hi. So let's talk about fasting for heart health. So in the literature, we have some evidence that fasting, and just intermittent fasting, which would be described as basically limiting your eating window. So you can limit it by just doing a 12-hour fast, which most people are already doing. You know, you fast through the evening as you're sleeping, but this would be a little more firm than that. You're not eating after dinner, right? So a 12-hour fast, or you can do a 16-hour fast where you're skipping one whole sort of meal time of your day, whether that be breakfast or dinner. And so a 16-hour fast is intermittent fasting, and you don't have anything while you're fasting. So let's say you were to skip breakfast. In the morning, you might have water or tea or even black coffee, but you're not having anything. So it's not like a lower calorie intake, or you have you're not having really anything. So it's not like, oh, you're meant to just have a banana and go. You're not having anything. You're signaling to the body that there are no resources coming in. So this is intermittent fasting. So some of the benefits of intermittent fasting are it lowers your resting heart rate. So improving your heart rate variability and improving your stress responses, improving your nervous system and how your heart is beating and functioning and handling that. It improves your blood pressure. So you're going to see blood pressure start to come down. So if you have persistent elevated blood pressure, this is one of the best interventional strategies is to incorporate intermittent fasting and extended fasting. It improves your triglycerides. So triglycerides are really important as far as risk factors for coronary artery disease. You want to keep those low. You want to keep your HCl high, and you want to lower triglycerides. So intermittent fasting helps improve triglycerides, improves your HDL and LDL. So again, just not eating, right? Not eating for a short amount of time does all of these things. It also lowers your inflammation. So dramatically, if you're dealing with a very high inflammatory state, high HSCRP, maybe you're even in a lot of pain, like back pain or joint pain, fasting for intermittent fasting daily, or even just doing a full 1-day fast, we'll see you have dramatic drops in inflammation. You're going to see improved glucose and insulin. And this is really huge because you might be managing blood sugar a little bit by, eating paleo and keeping your carbohydrates and sugars lower, not having a lot of processed food, but your insulin might be still high from years of maybe eating poorly, and you're just keeping the weight on, and blood sugar is not really going anywhere, and the blood glucose you cannot bring down. Fasting is the way to do that. It will eliminate and lower that total blood sugar, and by not eating, you're signaling to the body not to release insulin. So those insulin receptors get more sensitive. So it's a dramatic way to improve pre-diabetic state, diabetes, and all of that. And it increases your heart rate variability, like we talked about, and it just lowers your oxidative stress. So basically, because the body is going into repair mode, so your body's kind of always in this green light gas pedal mode. It's always, cells are always dividing and creating, everything is just moving. And when you fast, you get actually a similar response with exercise. These are the only two things that do this. But when you fast, it's like the brakes got put on, and now the body can go back and repair your cells. Any damaged cells, it can go and repair those, or any cells that need to die off, it sort of speeds up that process. So now new, younger cells can be made. So we have all these benefits to the heart, but overall for the body, you're also going to see, advances in telomeres, and you're getting tons of anti-aging effects. Like I said before, there's genetics that are part of aging that don't even turn on unless you stop eating. And so we're going to get metabolic health, heart health benefits. You're also can get things like, if you do some extended fasting, you can get healing from things like little moles or skin tags. The body will, as it's searching for proteins and foods, it will eat away at folded proteins and tumors and little growths and things like that. So you'll get kind of, if you have a lot of skin kind of tags or things like that, fasting would be amazing for that. So if you want to drop in pain, drop in your blood sugar, improve all your cardiac markers, fasting is going to be really, really good for you. So most people are not getting these benefits, honestly, because of just how we were raised. It seems crazy to go a whole day without eating. And our brains get really creative and good at telling us how to go get food, so we're like, oh my gosh, I feel slightly lightheaded, I guess I have to go get food. So I want you guys to remember what your ancestors were doing, how long they would go, and really our bodies have not changed much since then. So you can fast, you are safe to fast, you'll be good fasting. So I have some questions here. People are asking, so is coffee okay during intermittent fasting? Yes. So you want to do black coffee. So no cream, nothing added to it. There's lots of reports about, lots of disagreements, I guess, in the community about something like a bulletproof coffee or just only fat added to it. And in my experience coaching around fasting for years, you just get the cleaner fast if you do nothing in the coffee. So you'll have a better experience, especially if you're dealing with any bit of insulin resistance, because essentially, even though fat does not raise insulin very much, it still raises it. And if you're very insulin resistant, it's going to raise it a lot. So every time you eat, you're telling the body to trigger insulin. So let's not add any fat to that. You can also do tea and mineral water. My favorite thing to do would be a pinch of sea salt in your water, or some Pellegrino water. You can also, let's say that you're trying to get through a fast and you're just struggling and you really want to keep going, but your hunger is taking over and things like that. You can consume kind of a straight fat, and it's kind of a trick. So it's going to raise insulin a slight bit, but for the most part, fat's not going to raise your insulin very much. And so it's a great thing. We actually love a company called FatWorks. If you're looking to try to find a source to buy good fats like duck fat and tallow and things like that that are from pasture-raised animals, FatWorks is something we love. And so that would be a great way to kind of keep the fat fast going. Also, an awesome way to make fasting a part of your lifestyle is to go ketogenic. And the reason for that is because if you're already in a state of ketosis, when you go to fast, you'll have a much easier time. So if your goal is fasting and you want to fast frequently, taking your paleo diet a little bit lower carbohydrate into a ketogenic state will do that. Good morning, everyone. So someone asked, so skipping breakfast once a week an option or not? An absolute option. We would love for you to do that. I know that goes against probably all the rules that you've probably learned, but skipping breakfast all week would be great. So our challenge actually for you guys on this fasting day is to complete 2 16-hour fasts. So you can do that either by skipping breakfast, or as us coaches like to say, we prefer skipping dinner. And the reason for that, we call it the sunshine schedule. So you might have heard us talk about this before, but the sunshine schedule is basically fasting for dinner. So you end your fast, you start your fast at right after lunch. So around 2 p.m. you would start your fast, and you would fast all through the evening, all through the night, and then you would end your fast at breakfast time. And the reason for that is because we're more insulin sensitive in the morning. And so there's been recent literature that came out that talked about us having some benefit as far as weight loss and metabolic health by eating our largest meal in the morning and fasting for dinner. Now that's really challenging usually because of social life and our family time. So if you can't do that, fast for breakfast instead. But if it fits your schedule and lifestyle and you can fast for dinner, there are so many benefits to that. One of the things I love about it is, as a coach, I see people have the hardest time with food and managing food and their diet in the late evening. The literature tells us that's when all of our willpower is at its lowest, which makes sense. We're tired, right? And you get cravings all at night. You know, you might have a really good, healthy a day of eating, and then at the night it's totally blown by your bowl of ice cream or things like that. So having a hard stop where you're just not having anything, you're not looking for a healthy snack, you're just not having anything, is really beneficial at overcoming those food addictions or maybe poor eating behavior in the evening. So Leslie asks, please tell us if carbonated water interferes with digestion. It can for some, especially if you're dealing with SIBO or any kind of bloating, but usually no. So in general, I would say no, but it can for some. Elaine King, hi Elaine, nice to see you. Good morning from Missouri. And so what I want to say is the challenge is going to be to do 2 16-hour fasts. Tell me in the comments if you guys are game to do this. This is the baby step your way into fasting. We would catch us on our other programs where we talk more about extended fasting. But for today, we want to ease you in. We want it to become a part of your lifestyle. And so give me like a high five, heads up, say yes, yay, woohoo. If you're going to join us, we want you to complete 2 of these and start to get used to it. Start to get used to this shorting eating window of your day. What all the anti-aging research has concluded at all these studies is that we need to eat less as we age, whether it be a caloric deficit diet or how we like to do it with fasting, with shortening your eating windows and even fasting throughout your week. So you guys can do it. Yay, everybody's saying yes, awesome. Shelly says, I do that. Unfortunately, I still eat a ton during the 8-hour window. Well, maybe your window needs to go even shorter, Shelly, even smaller. Okay. So we're so proud of you. So, and if you want to up your game, do the sunshine schedule, fast for dinner. Okay. So that is our call to action today. If you're following along on Happy Heart Month, the word today is passion. All right. And I am passionate about fasting. So it's the perfect word for the day today. So if you're following along, write that down. But the word today is passion. We have a giveaway for the Force of Nature. And so we have a cool little spinny thing going on right now. So I wanted to share my screen and I'm going to pick a winner for the Force of Nature thing. Let me see. Share my screen. Go here. Okay, look at my little spinny thing, guys. This is so cool. Okay, so I'm going to click to spin this and I will announce the winner today of the Force of Nature giveaway. All right, here we go. Jerry Nichols, congratulations. Yay. Okay, congratulations, Jerry. You won our Force of Nature giveaway. Awesome. Let me find my my thing here. Okay. So I want to say you guys can do this. I hope that you'll become passionate and full of passion about fasting as a lifestyle like we are and get all the amazing benefits to your heart and to your whole body. Don't be afraid. What I will say as a last little tip here is that fasting, the challenge with fasting is honestly all mental. Once you can kind of get some fast under your belt and you can kind of see, oh, I'm okay. I'm not going to die doing this, like I'm totally okay. Once you get that under your belt, you'll feel very comfortable. And then it becomes a tool that you can use all the time. You're in a situation where you can't find a healthy meal because you're, going to a wedding that doesn't have things that are paleo, or you're traveling. You're running through the airport, you're, out and about and you weren't able to get back in time for lunch. All these scenarios, you can be like, oh, I'll just fast and it's okay. Drink some water and keep hydrated. And so it becomes a very powerful tool, but the biggest challenge of it is mental. So once you guys can get these 16-hour fasts under your belt, you're going to feel really empowered to keep going. So any last questions? Maureen says, is this healthy for 60 plus females? Yes. And the literature confirms that. So absolutely healthy. The only contraindication for that would be like if you were underweight. But even then, when you eat, you just increase your caloric intake. But it is absolutely so important for over 60. This is how we reverse aging and improve our DNA. So Lisbeth asks, are supplements like Flow okay during the fast? Yeah, so Flow would be amazing to take during a fast. It actually would probably increase its effectiveness at eating away fibrin and tissue because there's no food there at all for those enzymes to eat up. So it really will go after those areas you want it to. As a rule of thumb, while fasting, if you're doing more extended fasting or you're fasting in the morning, you're going to want to move like your multivitamin, your fat soluble vitamins, all to the eating window. You're going to want to move things like your berberine to your eating window. and anything that's like food based. So your beetroot powder or your greens or your daily defense or protein shakes, anything that's food based basically is food. So it needs to go in your eating window so you can push those things to your eating window. But minerals like magnesium, potassium, lithium, iodine, selenium, all of those are okay outside your eating window. I would move vitamin C to your eating window. That's the only caveat. And B vitamins are okay outside your eating window. So I know that was a lot. So B vitamins and minerals, okay while fasting. And everything else, let's just say, needs to be in your eating window. Okay. And so Lauren asked, can you give some tips for a day-long fast? Yes. Okay. I only have 1 more minute and then I'll go. But what I want to say is, for a whole fast, know that you're going to have ghrelin, your hunger hormone, rise at meal times. So it rises about 30 minutes before when you're normally eating breakfast, when you're normally eating lunch, when you're normally eating dinner, and then it dissipates about an hour or so later. So know that it's a high and then it comes back down. So you're not having to white knuckle it all day long, just basically through those things. A lot of people will choose to fast for a whole day on a day they have off, like a weekend day. I actually think that's a mistake. I think you should be fasting on a day where you've got a lot going on, because like I said, it's almost all mental. So if you're staying busy and you got stuff to do, like think about days when you've just been in a flow state cleaning your whole house or cleaning out the garage and you just forget to eat, right? So if we're sitting around relaxing, we're going to be we're going to be focused on food and have a lot harder time getting through it. So know that you're going to have highs and lows. It's not going to be super hard the whole day. So when it's hard, just think, oh, I just have to get through this next hour. And then ghrelin will come back down and then I'll be okay. And drink tea, or if you're feeling a little lightheaded or dizzy, put a pinch of sea salt in your water. But know that it's all mental. You're safe. You're safe to do this, and you can keep going. So those are my tips. Elizabeth, no glycine or D-ribose. Eat those take those in your fasting window. Okay, guys, thank you so much. I'm Carrington, Coach Carrington from the Natural Heart Doctors, signing off. Have a wonderful heart health week, and we will be sending lots of resources for you this week as a podcast with Dr. Amy Shaw for fasting, and an infographic with a lot of those points I talked about the benefits of fasting for heart health. And we're going to send you links to the fat works that I talked about, so you can find a great source of fat. Okay, have a great day, everybody. Bye.